for another episode of I Said What We Said. I done reached out to Georgia, man. I'm reaching. I'm reaching.
Yes, sir.
South Georgia in the building, man. I got my guy, Coach Roderick Ringold in the building from Appleton County High School. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself to y'all, man.
Um, my name Coach Roger Ringold, Jr. A lot of people call me RJ, Coach Ringold, or whatever. Coach RJ, Coach Ringold. I'm originally from Douglas, Georgia, which is about 45 minutes away from Appleton County.
Okay.
Played basketball there, played football there, played basketball up under Pernell Smith. Played football up under the Hall of Fame. He's a guy that's in the Hall of Fame in Georgia and also in Florida, which is Robbie Pruitt. I actually coach with his son right now, in
Okay.
Tucker Pruitt. But yeah, man, just a chill guy, young cat, still learning. I don't know a lot, but what I do know is it kind of helps me out in the basketball area. But yeah, that's just me, man. I'm a chill guy, South Georgia kid,
Yeah.
that's me. That's just me. Ain't too much to me.
South Georgia roots.
That's
South
it.
Georgia roots. So
Yes,
you
sir.
okay, you played football and basketball. Do you coach both sports?
I do coach both sports. I coach defensive backs for football, and then I'm a head girls basketball coach. So I do both.
Is that difficult? Is that difficult to do?
Not necessarily, because both the sport is really the same. With coaching defensive backs, all they're just defenders on defense and basketball, sliding their feet and stuff like that. And both positions come to me naturally. So like I can pinpoint and know when a player is messing up or technique wise and stuff like that, what they need to work on. It comes easy to me. It comes easy. Both naturally come, just like I say, just come easy to me. So it's not hard.
I can see that because a guy once told me we was on the basketball subject when we
Mhm.
was talking, and he was watching the kids play defense, and he was like, man, if you want to create an elite basketball defender, he said take them to get DB training. You playing backwards on DB, you
Mhm.
need your hips. You're doing everything
Mhm.
backwards
Right.
in DB. So I definitely agree.
And I think I seen I think it may have been Jordan Poole. I seen a clip of him the other day, and they basketball NBA players, they're doing this out season training, and he was actually doing some DB drills, and it was
Right.
working on his hip movement and stuff like that. And people was like, he's trying to become a better defender, and which, like I said, they go hand in hand, man. Like, I tell my guys now, some people call it kick sliding, which, it's a certain technique. And I call it kick slide, but sometimes I tell them, hey, basketball slide, be quick, short step. And then
Yeah.
I be talking the terminology in basketball, but like, hey, girl, you need a kick slide, move your feet fast. Well,
Yeah.
most people think defensive slide is a long stride slide, but when I need you like a short step, I'm telling you to kick slide and stuff like that. So it kind of goes hand in hand, man. And so it's like yin and yang, technically. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Uh, what made you get into coaching, and how long have you been coaching?
man, listen, I got into coaching right out of high school. Right out of high school, man. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My parents had got sick. My mom had got sick. My dad had had back surgery. So I was like, man, I can't go off to college just yet. So I need to kind of stay home, worked in, did the workforce thing and stuff like that. Then
Gotcha.
I asked one of my mentors, I was like, hey, man, I want to coach football first because I was originally going to be just a football guy. So I started coaching football. And then he was like, "Man, you pretty good." And, I was pretty good at it. Then the kids that I had with coaching middle school with my first year coaching, they was like, "Hey, coach, you need to come coach us in basketball," because they liked me. They liked me. So I was like,
Yeah.
"Man, I don't know how good of a basketball coach I'm gonna be." I said, "All right." So I went inside, went to my local, rec league. I tell people all the time, people scream at you in the stands and stuff like that. Go coach rec basketball, build from there, and then you
Yeah.
can be able to tell me something.
Yeah.
So I started coaching rec league ball, man, and then and see how it works down here. Once you get a rec team, you have like kind of like a little small regular season against the same city kids, local teams. And then we went 10-0. So I was like, man, I might do a pretty good job at this.
Yeah.
Then they gifted me with like the all-star team, your community all-star team.
Gotcha.
And man, what made me continue to like what really when I really knew I had the passion for it, we lost I think in the first round to a local team, a local county like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I seen the devastation on them kids' face, man. I told myself, hey man, we stick with it, we'll be good. And a guy from Waycross, He was like 45 minutes away from me as well. He was like, man, I seen your team. Man, I'm having this AAU tournament. Do you want to throw them in there? I was like, man, Willa, I ain't got no AAU team. Like, we ain't got no jerseys. This
Yeah.
all-star. So the rec league ain't gonna let me use the jerseys or whatever. And so I called a lady that did some AAU stuff around. I was like, hey, I just need to use your jersey this one tournament.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she at the time she didn't, I played for her AAU team when I was a kid, but at the time, they had stopped for about 2 or 3 years and stuff like that. So I asked her like, yeah, baby, you can. And man, we went over there. I took the same team we lost to. I took that same team and we went over there with the Waycross and up winning the tournament.
Yeah.
And so the parents was like, hey, we want to keep going this thing. So I was like, hold up, before I tell y'all, yeah. And then I look up and look at my phone. The lady that let me borrow the jersey, she was like, listen, don't bring these jerseys back. You keep them.
Yeah.
You
Keep
you
going.
you keep going with it, and I took off from there, man, and went from having that group of like 10 kids to, man, we grew to almost about 75 kids, and that was like so I took over. So I took on I wouldn't say my own program, AAU program, but it was kind of like I kind of revived it a little bit in the community, man. We had elementary kids, girls and boys. We
Yeah.
had middle school boys. We had middle school girls. We had high school girls. We had high school boys, and man, we started traveling. And that thing grew for about 3-4 years. So, and then I was like, man, I want to kind of get into the school system. But then when I said, okay, I wanted to get in there, went back to college, start working towards that. And then, still building my resume, still kind of tweaking myself a little bit, going to clinics. Like, I was preparing myself. You can tell anybody, you can ask anybody that played against me in the AAU circuit, man. I was preparing myself to be a head coach then. The
Right.
same stuff I'm doing now, man, I'm taking it back from 5-6 years ago when I started, and it's like, fundraising ideas or practice scheduling and stuff. I did
Yeah.
all that as an AAU coach. Like I came up with practice schedules. I got into the school system, as a
You
sub,
getting
and
yourself prepared.
I was preparing myself, man. So I was a sub, then became pair stuff like that. And so I was engulfing myself into the school system, and then basketball grew on me more than football did. So I was
Okay.
like, man, I need to kind of, I like this thing, but I love football as well. And I love it as well. But basketball just bring a different side out and stuff like that. So man, I did that. I got into the school system, and man, an opportunity came from Tifton, Georgia. I went there, Tifton known in the state of Georgia and nationally too,
That's
known for
high school.
yes
Varsity
sir,
high.
yes sir,
Okay.
high
Okay.
school. Tifton known for they're a blue blood program in the state of Georgia. Won numerous state titles.
Okay.
Coaches in the Hall of Fame. They're a group too, that they're a program where, man, you want to go there and learn. Like, even if you go for free, you want to go there and learn. So I got the opportunity to go there, but I got the opportunity to go there for football. And one day, man, we having a staff meeting, and I see this tall guy, old school cat, and they was like, "Hey, man, he's the basketball coach and stuff like that." So I told myself, I went and shook his hand. I got his number and stuff like that. And I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey," and the coach name is Coach Tommy Blackshear.
Okay.
Very big mentor of mine, 500 plus wins, 8 titles, numerous of region titles, numerous of coach of the year.
Yeah.
He's
Good
a
coach.
legend. He just retired. I went to his retirement party a couple of months ago.
Okay.
He just retired, and man, I texted him. I was like, "Hey, coach, do you got any openings?" And at the time, he was like, "No, I don't think I have anything, but I'm gonna look out, see if I do." And then a couple of weeks later, like 2-3 weeks later, he texted me back like, "Hey, I have an opening." I was like, "Coach, listen, you don't got to pay me. You don't got to do none
True.
of that. I just want to come learn.
I
I
want to
want to
learn and
learn.
coach.
I want to learn and coach. Like, I don't mind. Like, hey, whatever you need, whatever I need to do, I do this for free. I want to learn up under you and your staff and your program and see how it's done." And
That's
I
what's
did it
up.
at first. So man, listen, at first, man, the first 2 weeks of practice, like for the first week, I kind of was observing. I didn't want to talk much. I didn't want to do much. I wanted to see, and I kind of
Yeah.
seen like the guards, like they'll get to practice. No, they arrive to practice on time. We had our shooting drills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So for a week, so I'm just watching them, like, okay, they'll come out of the locker room 15 minutes before practice, which is normal.
Hmm.
But I told them, I said, okay, hey, so the second week, I just took all the guard and I say, listen, we're gonna go through a ball handling circuit before practice, just 10, 15 minutes before we get out shooting. And I didn't ask anybody. I just took them down and got the guards,
Yeah.
and worked. So then they got to practice 30 minutes early. So when the coach is gonna ride about 15 minutes early, to watch the shooting and stuff like that. So when they come in, the guards are already sweating, the guards are
Yeah.
already working. So
Yeah.
they were looking, they were like, okay, this young man will work.
He
We ain't got to
hungry.
tell him.
Yeah.
We ain't got to tell him to do nothing. So man, he texts me. I did that for about a week. I did it about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then we did it all year long, but I did about 2, 3 weeks, and he texted me like, "Hey man, shoot me a number that you want, and we're gonna pay you." And I was like, "For real, coach?" I was like, "You ain't really." He said, "No, no, 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 no." He said, "Man, I wanted to see what I need to see," and he seen it. And man, it took off from there, man. My basketball knowledge, everything that I knew from before I went there, I threw it in the trash,
Yeah,
and I learned up under them. So like my sister
true.
come from them, like man, and that, like I said, that's a sister, man, where they have the longest active streak in the state of Georgia, like 34 years, 35 years. We're making the playoffs, 3 state titles, numerous times. They went to the state finals. Man, it's just a blue blood program. And then after that, man, I wish I would have spent more time with them, but it only took a year,
Yeah,
And then a guy, my principal now, he was actually my principal. When I was in middle school. He seen me, posting and seen me because I put all my stuff on social media, stuff like that. He seen me
resume.
posting. He seen me posting. He was like, "Hey man, I got a basketball job open if you want it." And I'm like, "What?" So at the time, they just had release rule. Georgia High School Association was like, "Hey, parents can be head coaches and stuff like that." So I was like, "Okay, I throw it." I went and looked at it. I went and watched the team. I watched the
Yeah.
girls and the boys, and I was like, "Okay." I said, so I went to my mentor, Coach Blackshear,
Okay.
and they called him, and he told him, he was like, "Man, y'all will be a fool not to hire this guy." It was like, man, he's young, he's hungry. Whatever he's gonna learn, he will learn it. He'll learn on the go. But he got it. Like he has it. He has it. And man, once he told me,
That's why the
that
doors was opening up for you,
yeah,
man.
man. Yeah,
With
man.
this.
And I
Yeah.
was like, but I'm big on this too, man. I'm big on serving. I was a great assistant. I was good. I was good with being an assistant for the next couple of years. Learning up under him. I would have been great with that because I knew what I would have learned. And I asked him like, man, that year I asked him head coaching questions. I asked him like, "Coach, it wasn't me." I'm gonna say like this. A younger coach probably would have taken it as challenging their authority, but he took it. The question I asked him, he took it as he was developing me. And once he seen me asking these questions, he put me on his wing. And I asked him, I started asking him how he got started. I started asking him, for his personnel, for his
Yeah.
booster club things and stuff like that. So I was asking him this stuff, and I'm a sports guy. When we got an hour and we got 90-minute trip to going to a game.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't finna just throw my headphones on and just listen to the music. No, let me go
I
pick
want to
these
talk.
guys' brain. I want to go pick these guys' brains and see.
Yeah.
And so while he talking to me, man, I'm putting in my phone notes how he handled this situation. I asked him about how he handled behavior, like why would you suspend this guy for this and this guy for that and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, it was a standard, man. And I was like, okay, I understand. And that being a young coach, sometimes you want to kind of lower the standard a little bit. But one thing I learned from them, man, is the Blue Devil way, man. And then the standard's gonna be the standard. Like, ain't no letting up. If it's gonna be 10 today on Monday, it's gonna be 10 on Tuesday. It's gonna be
Number
10
10
on
on
Wednesday.
Tuesday. Yeah.
So that's little stuff that I learned from him. So that's kind of how I got my coaching range. And then, like I said, after I left, Tifton, after a year, I ended up here at Appleton County, man. And I'm here, we're still trying to make some magic happen here.
But what's the I know each state got different classes. Like in
hmm
Alabama, we got, 1A all the way up to 7A. What's the classes in
hmm
Georgia? How does it work in Georgia?
It's 1A all the way up to 6A.
Okay.
6 and
Okay.
7A. I think they're finna do some reclassification and stuff like that now. Where it was 7A, now it's 6A. For the last 2 years it's been 6A. But yeah, it's 1 through 6A
1
right
through
now.
6. Okay. Okay, 1 through 6A. What would you say the difference in basketball between South Georgia and North Georgia? What would you say the biggest difference is?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. North Georgia basketball is different, man. Like those guys are year-round basketball players. South Georgia is more of a football kind of area.
Okay.
A lot of your South Georgia teams are winning the state titles and stuff like that. It's more football, um, and it's more athletes. North Georgia is more basketball players. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
like South Georgia. And it may be some guys that listen to this podcast and have a different opinion than me, but from what I'm
Right.
watching, even girls and boys, I'm just using boys for instance because it's easier to go that way. Like
Okay.
South Georgia right now, I'm at a football school, so we gonna play until mid December, early December, like late November, early December.
Early December.
Um,
Okay.
so 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 my football guys, they really focusing on football. Feel what I'm saying? They're not still getting in the gym like on a Sunday on their off days and
Right.
working on their game. Feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
up north, them guys are skilled and they're working on their skill. They're working on their game, and the game is played a little bit different. So like that's all they're playing is basketball.
Right.
So I would say the difference between North Georgia and South Georgia is the skill set of the game. It's just the skill set of the game. I would say.
Okay. Okay. I can see that. I can see that.
Because like
Oh,
even with winning state titles, like North Georgia wins majority of the North and Middle kind of Georgia normally wins the basketball state titles. Like
basketball.
it's it's rare. It's rare if we get a South Georgia team to win a state title. Like it's
It's
rare,
basketball. Okay.
because like it's so much of a football area where administration looking at football numbers and stuff. Even if you got a good girls team, like man, like it's still football.
Yeah.
You cannot have a good football program, but like your people in your town are really focusing on football. You know what I'm saying?
Football.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of
Yeah.
how it is. See,
Okay.
in Atlanta, it's so many schools, man. It's
It
so many
is.
schools, like
It is.
15 minutes away from each other to where,
Yeah.
like, man, it's open, you know.
Private and public. Yep.
hmm
Yep. Yeah. I agree. I agree. What would you say the difference in theirs in basketball with Georgia and the surrounding states, like your
Ah,
Florida or anything? Cause I know you close to Florida, where you at?
yeah, yes, sir. I would say the difference from me personally would probably be the same thing.
Right.
It's skill set. I mean, it's all gonna come down to skill set.
Agree.
Georgia's, we just picked up the shot clock, so it went for a while that we didn't have a shot clock. Man, you can hold the ball 3, 4, 5 minutes in a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
Strategically. And these
Yeah.
other states, they picked up on that. So I would say these other states, as far as they're more connected to the college game because they've been had a shot clock, and they've been their guys are used to it, their coaching staffs are used to it.
Yeah.
But man, I still gonna come down to that skill set thing. Will
True.
come skill and the tempo of how everybody plays. Like
Right.
South Georgia's more of a physical thing, physical brand of basketball, and stuff like that. I would say, Florida's more of an up tempo, a little bit more up tempo and stuff like that, along with
Yeah.
Alabama and stuff like that. So, and
Okay.
then you got that's what I would say.
Yeah. I agree. Then we just now trying to get the shot clock, so it's like
Okay.
I can't wait on it. I can't wait
Man,
on it.
I like it as a defensive. I say I'm a defensive coach, but I run our offense. I know I let my assistant coach run the defense. But
Okay.
I like it as a defensive coach. I would like it because now if I could put pressure on you 7 to 8 seconds, in the backcourt, make you move the ball, wear your guard down. Now you got 25, 24 seconds now to run your plays.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna put pressure on your guards, deny guards the ball,
Yeah.
deny, wings the ball, front you big, so now you can't get easy passes.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna milk 5, 6. Now they're gonna milk 5, 6 clock. Now
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you. Now I'm gonna rush your offense, and
Yeah.
now a good team can play with 15 seconds on the clock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not,
Right.
and go get the best shot for them. And that's what I like. I like the shot clock because I get to kind of manipulate the game a little bit more because you only got 35 seconds to go to score, or
And it
So
did.
that's
Yeah.
why I kind of look at it. Yeah.
I agree. Then if your play, I've seen a lot of teams playing without the shot clock, and if they
hmm
offense break down, they'll start it over and run it again. They'll just start their same
hmm
play over and run it again. Under their shot
hmm
clock, it ain't no the play broke down. Let's run it again.
No, you better go get
Somebody better go get a
like
bucket.
right, right, and that's the thing, man. Like with coaching girls, and we didn't have no shot clock violation like that. And that's crazy because we didn't really practice with a shot clock either. We just practice with and we played with such a tempo to where like we got one or two options, then we got the ball to go to our best player. If they done
Right.
took away one or two options, the ball going to our best player, and that's kind of how we work. Like first option, second option, we'll get to a third option, but 9 times 10, that third option gonna be okay. Me hand the ball to my girl, because if they ain't man to man, I run a lot of quick hitter stuff. Even though I run a lot of quick hitters, but they continuity plays as well, so we can run through them and run through them. And by the time I get that third option, my girls know this is the third option right here. I'm taking my girl 1-on-1, or bring me a screen, and then we're gonna go play 2-man game.
True. I like that. I like that right there. Uh, okay. You saying that right there? How would you describe your coaching style in one word?
Passion, and sometimes I can be too passionate,
Okay.
um, and my coaches kind of pulled me back. And I have to understand too, man. Like oh man, listen, I have a assistant coach, man. He's on me, and he's one of my mentors too, man. Coach Terrence Simpson.
Okay.
He pulled me back, like, hey, calm it down. You getting too sporadic. You're not playing with them. You know, you got to
Yeah.
kind of calm it down. You got to be
Yeah.
able to think with them. So like sometimes I get into the game and not just. But I would say passionate, man. You know, I'm a teacher first though, and the reason
Okay.
why I'm so passionate in the game because I've taught before. I tell my coaches this, and my mentors have told me this: don't fuss at a player when you ain't taught them. You know, I teach first.
Hmm.
My practice or a teaching moment. My train,
I
I
like that.
call it
Say
training
that
camp.
again, coach, so they can hear what you just said.
My my practice or my practices are a teaching moment. Like I'm teaching you because what I'm doing is how I look at it is I'm setting you up for the game. I'm giving you the answers to the test. Now, just like in the classroom, this is your study guide. I'm telling you, like even our individual drill, every individual drill that we do, for as ball handling, for as post work, for as wings, for as shooting drills, all of that concept goes and connect with our offense that we run or even with defense. It goes into like any individual drill that we do defensively, it goes into our scheme defensively. So now I break it in three parts. I break it into individual, I break it into group, then I break it into team. Kind of like a football group do, like kind of like a football. You can tell
Okay.
man, you look at my practice schedule, you can tell like, yeah, he's a football coach because I break it into individual, group, team. And
Okay.
so I teach them. So I'm teaching the individual. So we got a guards coach, we got a wings coach, we got a post players coach. All three of us have a responsibility to teach the offense and the defense. I'm teaching them one on one. Then I'm teaching them as a group. Then I'm teaching them now as a team. So now we get to the team is less teaching. So
Right.
now we get
Right.
in the game and we run a gap scheme defense where we man up, we deny ball screen. You beat us out the dribble, we get in the gaps and stuff like that. And so when I fuss at a player, it ain't me fussing at them because they don't know. 9 times 10, they know. Like
They
they
know.
know what they messed up on them and stuff like that. So I've taught them. So that's why I can correct them and hold them accountable because like we just went over this. We
You
just
know.
went over it. We spent
True.
the all season on it and stuff. We went harping on it and stuff like that. So when I'm fussing at you, I'm fussing at you because you know that you know what to do and you ain't doing it. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how that is. But I'm a big
I
teacher though. First, I'm a teacher, but then when the game come, I'm passionate because like, hey, and I feel like this. Coach Black should tell me this all the time. And he said, you say this when I was with him at Tip. Your team takes the DNA of the head coach or the coaching staff. So
true.
if you are a laid back team, a laid back coach, your team 9 times 10 gonna be laid back. But if
Yeah.
you're a coach that gets after it and hard nosed, your team is gonna be hard nosed. They're gonna
They're
be
gonna get after
grinders
it.
and they're gonna get after it. So that's kind of
Yeah.
what I kind of showed him. And sometimes I do a little bit too much. I got a new group of girls now. I got a lot of freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. My
Okay.
juniors and my sophomore, this they second year with me. But my freshmen, they young, so they kind of still learning me a little bit. But yeah, I would say passionate, man. That's my coaching style.
Hey, coach, I'm gonna borrow that one. Don't fuss at them if you ain't taught it. I'm gonna borrow that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, cause like that's like for instance, you fussing at your son tie a shoe, tell him tie a shoe, tell him tie a shoe.
It
Well,
ain't
have you
so.
shown him how to tie a shoe? You ain't showed him. So
True.
he in his mind, his anxiety is going, cause like, how do I tie this shoe? Feel what I'm saying? But if I've taught you and we through it, like we went through this process, man, come on, man, you know better. Like, why your
You know
shoe
better.
untied? Tie your shoe.
You know
Right.
better.
So when I say, oh yeah, you know better. Like, come on, that's
Yeah.
it. Like my grandma said, you know better.
Yeah.
But that's me. I'm a teacher first, man. You have to be a teacher first. I
Yeah.
believe, and I think John Wood say this: coaching is teaching, teaching is coaching. So it
Yeah.
all go hand in hand.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree.
So
I
and I,
agree with that, coach.
yes sir.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit right here.
Hmm.
What do you look for in a player, and what do you look for in your team captain?
Oh, I'm gonna start with the captain thing first. Three things that makes a captain: one that can gravitate the room, one that can demonstrate the room, and one that can listen to the room. So my captain need to be one. It don't need to be my best player,
True.
but it need to be a player that shows effort, high effort during sprints, lifting weights, during details in meetings, answering questions.
Right.
So that demonstration need to be there.
Right.
Like, because you would like for your best player to be you like for your best player to be um you like for your best player to be your best captain. But I want one that's gonna demonstrate the room. That's
Right.
effort, energy, um, attitude. The second thing is far as communicating with the room. One that can take what cause like I tell my team all the time, and I tell them this. Well, I say this is not my team. This is y'all team. This is the captain's team.
Right.
This is my program. My job is to
Okay.
set the standard. Your job is to hold each other accountable for the standard. Because I tell them, like my coach, the coach always tell me this right here. On bad teams, nobody hold each other accountable. So that means coaches don't hold players accountable. Players don't hold players accountable. Good teams, coaches gonna hold players accountable, and players ain't gonna hold each other accountable. But on
Right.
great championship teams, players gonna hold players accountable. And we're gonna have a good program because my staff, we're gonna hold you accountable. So when you walk
Right.
in the door, you gonna have a good program because we're gonna hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? We say touch the line, touch the line. We say sprint all the way through, sprint all the way through.
Every time.
Um, every time.
Yeah.
And I be looking for the one time that we don't do it.
Yeah.
And I get on my coaches like, hey, don't let me be the one every time that's pointed out. One of y'all point it out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. I
But
agree. I agree.
so one that can demonstrate the room, one that can communicate with the room, take what I'm telling them. Because a lot of times I've graduated 3 of my best man. They was awesome. Like they was awesome. This is why I said they was awesome. Because they did these 3 things. They communicated the room, they demonstrated the room, and they listened to the room. So I will fuss at them and get on them, and their job is to relay that message to the other players. Because they
Right.
was my seniors. They were my older ones. So like I tell them all the time, I'm fussing at them and getting hard on them because like it's y'all job to fix, not mine. Because this is
Right.
y'all team. How good are we? How good this season? How successful this season gonna go? Is about how y'all lead us. If y'all lead us to the promised land, we're gonna end up going there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm gonna give you the scheme. I'm gonna put you in the best position. I'm gonna take care of you and stuff like that. And then when that communicate room, take what I say to the team, and also it's 2-way street. They feel they're in that locker room. They gotta tell me what's going on there. I'm not saying snitching or whatever. Like, hey coach, hey man, listen, such and such tripping, or coach, I think we're doing a great job. We have been lifting, we have been doing a lot. Uh, can we do a walkthrough instead of a practice on the day before the game? Like, and I have to trust them with that. So a lot of
Right.
times we did that last year, man. Well, I communicated my girl was gas, they played hard, and I left it up to my captain, which I want to do.
I
Because
like
at
that.
the end of the day, it's what they want to do. Because if I can get them to believe in like they take ownership of their program, it's just like this. My mama always tell me like this: you evaluate when you have to pay for it. When you have to
Right.
pay for it. So I didn't say I used to pour that lunch detergent, all that lunch detergent and stuff like
Doing
that
too
out
much.
when I was
Yeah.
washing clothes, pouring too much. Now, but when I had to pay for it, oh, now I'm put what the thing say, put this
Yeah.
cap in here. So, and I told
Yeah.
him, I said, y'all evaluate this season when you guys have to pay for it. And my
Right.
leaders paid for it. So that's why they value the season. That's why they didn't let one of their teammates slack. That's why they didn't let one of their teammates just miss. And when teammates miss practice, which we rarely had that opportunity, they'll check me on it. Hey, coach. And that's the thing. Players got to hold each other accountable. Coaches got to hold each other accountable. But also, players got to hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because I can
Right.
say one thing and then I forget it or I might not be aware of it. No, coach, hey, this is what you said now. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Do what you
so that's
said
what I
now.
look at. Yeah, this is what you said. Do what you said. So with coaching girls, they going to let you know. They're going
Right.
to let you know. Like, they're going to be vocal. They're going to be vocal. But that's what I
Yes,
look
we are.
for in my captains, man, is one that can demonstrate the room, show me, one that can communicate the room back and forth,
Okay.
and one that can listen to the room.
Okay.
And then what I look for in a player
I like that.
is basketball player is you got to be able to do 3 things offensively. Well, 4 things: dribble, pass, and shoot. And you got to be able to think basketball. And then you got to be able to defend. So those are the 5 things I look for in a player, a basketball player. And we do Sunday workouts, 4-on-1s and stuff like that. I tell my girls all the time, you're not a basketball player if you can't do 3 things: dribble the ball, pass the ball, and shoot the ball. What makes you a exceptional player is when you can think basketball and not be having to tell you what to do. Like you playing so much basketball, okay, if this girl do this, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
then the
Right.
fifth
Right.
thing is like the fifth thing is like you got to defend for me because that's what type of player I was. I was a defensive player. I won
Got to
defensive
guard.
player of the year. On my team. So you got to be able to guard. Put that nose on the ball and guard. I ain't say you got to come up with steal, but don't let your person be the one that's scoring on this. Don't let your person be the one that's always dribbling the gap on this. Like you got to defend the basketball. And then other than that, then I ask for players that if can you rebound? Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Can you do stuff like that and stuff like that? But that comes along with it. But that's what I look for in a player that can dribble, pass, and shoot, and have basketball IQ and defend the basketball.
Got to guard. Got to. You definitely got to
You
guard,
got
man.
you have to guard. That's the state. Like we walk in the gym and we going to defend. If we can't score we can't score it because it'd be nice where we don't have some nights where the lid been on the rim, but
Right.
we have scored the basketball off defense.
Right.
And sometimes I get frustrated as the offensive coach, the offense side, because I'm in charge of offense and it ain't working. So I'm just like, hey, look at my DC, and because I run it just like I said, football. I look at my DC and say, hey, We finna go put some pressure on the ball and get some steals, get some turnovers, and then the lid may be open. Then they
It'll
finding
open up.
confidence, stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
agree. I like defense too. My mentor or partner, homeboy, he all in and one, but he real
Hmm.
big on defense, and man, his team his team he made his team fall in love with defense first, and
Yeah,
man, they used to argue with each other on who gonna guard the best player.
the best. Ooh,
They used to argue about who had the most 5 second counts and stuff like that. So he
mm,
knew then
yeah,
they loved defense when they were arguing over who gonna guard the best
yeah.
player.
Man, and that's when you got that, man. That's when you got a good coach on defense. And like you can have some good defenders, but what make them great defenders is I want to play defense. I will pick time you come in the game. I'm picking you up. That's what
Who
make it.
averaging
It's a
30?
mentality.
I want him.
And I want him. Coach. I got a girl. I got a girl now, man. Shamaya Bourne, my senior guard. I only got one senior this year, and she plays the
Okay.
point guard. It's her second year up under me. I took her to a camp. We went to a workout in Brunswick. She went over there to Coastal Georgia. They had a girl that averaged 25 plus. She's a college player. This girl's a junior at the time, Shemaya was. And she picked her up 94 feet and defended and defended and defended and defended. And she loves defense. Like, she's one of the best girl defensive players I've seen. People, college calling me now about her. And they say, what is she? I said, she's a defender. She can defend the basketball. So if you need somebody on your team that you got a score already. You already got a person that can facilitate because she can facilitate too. But if you need somebody that can defend the basketball, put a nose on the ball, she
That's
don't
your
do it.
girl.
She knows when to reach and get the ball. She's the one to come get it. And a lot of them
True.
fall in love with her because she can defend the basketball. Like
True.
everybody want to score. Yeah, everybody want to score. But when you get in college and we run a college system, everybody got a role. Everybody can't take 15 shots. She may get only five or six, but she gonna steal the rock. She gonna put like your best player. She's one of the ones like you can put her on the other team best player. Well, your other best player don't have to guard and run around like that, where they can really give you a lot on offense.
Yeah.
But you got to
Yeah.
be able to defend, man. The basketball, you got to be able to defend.
Got the guard. Got the guard. How do you support your players with academics and basketball at the same time?
How do I support them, man? To be honest, I ain't gonna lie to you. One of our pillars is academics, of our culture. Last year, we had a team GPA of 3.775 as a GPA.
Okay.
We had no referrals, no write ups, or nothing like that. To my GPA was done. But you got to have. It starts at home. Like
I
I
agree.
don't have to do a lot. I don't have to do a lot because my parents they're doing their jobs. Like my parents are great parents. Like
That's big
they're
right there.
checking grades. They know when what before it even get to me. Before I even check the parents already know their grades. And then I got girls that really care about their grades. Like I got girls competing with each other who don't have the high GPA. Stuff like that. So
I
that's
love
kind
that.
of that's my culture. So like how I support them, like I haven't had a group really yet that I have to really lean more in on the academic side and do a
Okay.
lot because man, I have some good kids that really do their job. They do their job, like, and that's part of their job is being academically eligible to play for us. And like our team, you can't have nothing lower than an 80. Everything has to be an 80 or higher to play basketball for us. Your GPA has to be a 3.0, and stuff like that. And all our girls have that.
Above,
Like
you got
they have it.
yours above the state
Yeah,
requirements. Yeah.
yeah.
Facts.
So it's above. It ain't no minimum. Like no, we gonna be because I like to post that stuff. I like to post, hey, we got 3.7 GPA, 75 GPA, stuff like that. And people like to see that in the community, and that what make people want to give to your program when you got an academic principle. But
True.
I'm on them about their grades. Now we do now starting next month, because I kind of give them a month, kind of get engulfed in school and stuff like that, a month or
Yeah.
two,
Yeah.
and then every 2 weeks I do a grade check, and I have teachers email me about grades, email me about behavior in class,
Right.
and it's always positive, man, because they know I'm crazy. I nut up, I show up in class, they know that,
Yeah.
but I really don't have to do much because it starts at home with the parents. And then we have a great academic team here in Appleton County, like our admin. We have two
Okay.
academic coaches and stuff like that. So that's their job to check all the athletes stuff. So by the time it get to me, man, it's already kind of pretty much nipped in the bud. Like they know, like they mad. I got a girl and her name is Scarlett Gray. She's a four-sport athlete. She plays with three-sport athletes. She plays softball, basketball. Now she's playing football. And she's mad when she's making 90s on tests And I got a
Yeah.
lot of girls like that. Like, man, I supposed to pass this. I supposed to have a 90 on this. I supposed to have
Yeah.
and I got an 85 or something like that. So it's kind
They
of like they
demand
they
they
they they
demand
competitive. Like they
excellence.
compete. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
I love
They're a group of that. Them. Yes, sir.
it's so crazy how what you man this conversation going so good, bro. Cause like it's almost like you will say something and it'll be almost what I'm finna ask next. Cause I promise you, bro, I literally was finna ask you. I'm still finna ask you. I'm still finna ask
Uh-huh.
you. How big of a role do your parents in the community play in your program? Like I'm just piggybacking. It's
Ah.
crazy. It's just
Last year, my year coming into it, this program, man, has been down for the last 15 years as far as the girls. Last time they had a winning season was 2010. Last
I
time they
saw
won a
you were
region was
8-1 last
2010.
year
Last time they won a play.
in your area. I saw
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. What I did, and my seniors last year, I was their fourth head coach. So picture that. They had a coach in their freshman year, they had a coach in their sophomore year, they had a coach in their junior year, and they had a coach in their senior year. So not only my players had 4 different coaches, guess what? My parents had 4 different coaches. And I'm walking in there like, hey, this is my first head coaching job. So like they looking at me like I came in here with a standard. I told them what it was gonna be, and everything I told them what it was gonna be, we did it. For how
Right.
we dress like a college team. We travel like a college team. So my parents, they bought into me early because I came
Okay.
in and set a standard. Like, hey, so when I came here, they've never done summer basketball. So we did summer basketball my first year. So then I knew what I had. And the
Okay.
parents seemed like, okay, we had success, and we played some top notch teams with just not even really practicing like that. We really was working on the fundamental stuff. Like I ain't even put in I didn't even put in a system for as what we was gonna run. I was just putting our basic core principle that we was gonna run. And so the parents bought into it. And I really didn't talk. I really did communicate with my parents a lot last year because I was so senior heavy. A lot of my
Okay.
girls had jobs. A lot of my girls had this. But this year, I communicate with them more now because I do have a younger team. So I'm going to have a lot of these girls 3-4 years. So by the time they get a senior, I'm not talking to mama no more. Right? I'm treating them like college players. And like
Right. Right. Right.
I'm giving them the information. I'm giving them the information. They got to give mama the information. So right now it's a little struggle. I still do it a little bit where I give them the
Okay.
information and then I kind of give mama them the information a little bit at the end or daddy them the information. But my parents, so they love basketball now. All my parents, they love it. Like, coach, what do you need? They show up. I rarely have like this year group of parents that I have, they show up. Like they're gonna be, hey, cheering their baby on, and they allow me to coach them. They allow me to get
That's
in there
big.
behind. They allow me to get on them. They allow me to do that. And they know, like, but the reason why they allow it, like I told them, like, hey, when I got here, we're going to win. But they heard that message 4 years in a row. But once
Okay.
they, once
Right.
once they seen that we started winning now, they was like, okay, yeah, we gonna take our hands off of him. We gonna let him handle it. And I treat my girl like I rip them now. They go home someday and they probably talking bad like, hey, coach did that in the third. But I rarely get phone calls back
Right.
because they like this, like, okay, and take your butt to practice tomorrow and fix it. Because
Yeah.
all of my parents too, 90% of them was athletes too, so they kind of know. And like I
They
tell
know
my
how it
parents, I'm
go.
never gonna disrespect your child. Yeah, I'm not gonna disrespect your child. Now, I'm gonna coach your child hard, and
Right.
it's gonna be hot in the kitchen, because the temperature is gonna be we're trying to win. That's the
Right.
standard. So whatever I tell them, whatever that we doing, is gonna be for winning. If I'm getting after them, is because they're not having a winning standard that day. You feel what I'm saying? But my
Winning
parents are
attitude.
awesome. Like I wouldn't trade them. Yeah, I went and it, like I say, if you had a good program, you gotta have some good parents too. Like they know during the summertime in June, let's not go on vacation. Like give Coach Ringo that month with them, or we're just working them out. We're going to play games, and then in July, hey, and then like now we're doing some off season 4-on-1 workouts and stuff like that. So go your butt to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Go to the gym. Go work
Yeah.
out with the coaching staff and stuff like that. So they make their babies work now. I have a good group of parents.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I showed checked into y'all and I was like, okay, they I think in your area games, I said they only lost one area game.
Mm-hmm.
I had looked into that. So
Mm-hmm.
you handled your area. I saw that. I saw that.
Man, listen, man. That was like I said, that was the first time in 15 years that how they do it here. You have a regular season region, you have a tournament region. So we lost. How it happened was, man, we lost to Tapnell. That was our first region game. It was after Christmas break. We had a long layoff, and man, I was trying to put in all these plays for them that worked and would have worked, man. But my team, they were a team of tempo, and I wanted to be a team to run all these plays and stuff like that. Like I was still coaching boys. Like that wasn't them. They wanted to run up. They wanted to be tempoed out. And I
Okay.
had a group of girls, like I said, they haven't really won. They never won. So you had to still kind of instill that confidence in them, like, okay, we can win, we can win, we can win. So the first time we played them, they thumped us at their place, man. They beat us by 20 some points. And I was like, I went back. I was like, man, I asked my assistant coach, like, man, what are we doing? Working? Like, man, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. It's gonna
Stick to the
work out.
plan.
And man, we ran through everybody else. And then that same team we played in Tapton, which is gonna be a rival again this year. We played them at our place, and we beat them by 20 points. We
Sure.
kind of we was co-region champs for the regular season, and then we got to the tournament, and how it crazy. We was undefeated all year long at home. So I wanted to
Okay.
get the tournament here in Apple. You know what I'm saying? I knew for a fact, man, if we would have got the game here, man, we would have won the tournament. I know that for a fact. Like my
Yes.
girls, it just something clicked about protecting that house. And that's one thing we talk about. Win all your home games, go 50% on the road, you know.
You good to
Um,
go.
and man, we good to go. You setting yourself up for a championship team. And man,
Yeah.
I was like, man, and we fought to try to get that. It came down to power rankings and stuff like that. And they ended up hosting the region, and we lost by 4 points over there at their place. And we was winning the entire game. It just we couldn't hit shots and stuff like that. And I still watch that film to kind of try to figure out what they did to me and stuff like that, and to
Yeah.
come back with some stuff. But man, yeah, we did good. So first time in a long time, 15 years that we won a region championship. 15 years since we won a playoff game. We won a playoff game, first round playoff game.
That's what's
Uh,
up.
and
That's
so
what's up.
now the community and the parents are kind of like, okay, he know what he doing. That staff know what they doing. We're gonna be quiet and we're just gonna support him. And I didn't ask for a lot my first year. I didn't ask for a lot coming in. I wanted my booster club to see I'm about that action. I'm here to stay. I ain't just coming here for 1 year and leaving. I'm here to build. You know,
Right.
and that's what I'm doing. I'm still doing it, So I laid last year. We laid the concrete. Now we're trying to put the stakes in and stuff like that. And this year, we got
That's
a
what's
good
up.
we got another good team. And I message my seniors now. I say, man, this team better than y'all was last year. And they like, no, coach, no, 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 they not. But I think we have a. I think this year team probably be. I'm gonna say this. This year team fits our system better because we got more athletes this year than we did last year. Last year I had a lot of basketball players that knew basketball. And I said I don't have a lot of basketball players now. Now I have a
Right.
lot of basketball players that are multi-sport athletes that do a lot. So
Okay.
it
Okay.
fits our system.
What are some of your rivalries like? What are some of your rivalries, and what are some games when you see them on the schedule? Like, I'm ready for this one. I'm ready to play this one. I'm ready to play this one. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I get the opportunity to kind of make our schedule along with our boys coach. I don't go along with it and put it on the schedule if he don't say yeah. Now I get to
Okay.
come over and I call the teams and stuff like that. I don't go without his say so either, 'cause it's a collaboration thing. And he does the same thing. There's some teams that he want to put on there that I say let's do it.
Let's roll. Yeah.
Luckily
Let's get
this
it.
year, Appling was everybody's. Hey, go play them, get you a win and stuff like that. This year when we started calling people, they were like, nah. A lot of people got off our schedule because of
Yes,
what we did
sir.
last year.
Yes,
So,
sir.
but a little bit of our rivals this year, man. You have Tatton's our number one rival. Like they're the one that we circle, and they do it
Okay.
for obvious reason. They got a trophy that we want. They're defending champs. Then it's gonna come down to like our non-region schedule now is loaded with old school rivals that wasn't on the schedule last year. This year uh we got Tapton. You're gonna have
Okay.
Pierce County. That's a rivalry between each other. Like every sport that we play, it's a rivalry. I love beating up on them. Uh, you have Jeff Davis. You have Jeff Davis. That's a rival. We went 2-0 against them last year, but that's an old school rivalry.
Okay.
Brantley, I wouldn't say they're a rivalry, but they beat us last year. We split 1-1, and then they beat us this summer. I kind of me and that coach were good friends, but so we kind of get after it a little bit. But I would
Okay.
really say our big rivals are, it's gonna be Tapno and Jeff Davis and Pierce. That'll
Okay.
be our big rivals that when you go in, like we don't like them, they don't like us. You
Yeah, it's
know,
time to it's
we
time to
we hope
hit.
they lose every. Yeah, yeah. We hope they. We hope they lose every game. They hope we lose every game. But it's good. It's great games. It's great games. It's great
True.
games, man. Like our some of our girls played against each other this summer and AAU games and stuff like that. And you would think it's a high school game. It's packed. And another team too that we got, and I don't want to discredit them, is Bacon County.
Okay.
Bacon County. Me and their coach. I have a lot of mentors, of guys I look up to. And their coach is one of my mentors. I piggybacked off a lot of him last year, and we split last year. It was a packed out house. I can tell, and I tell people, it ain't a rivalry until the house is packed. If the house ain't
Right.
packed, it ain't no rivalry. You
It
know what I'm
ain't
saying? So
around.
it was a packed out house for those games. So, but I say them four. I'll say Tatnall, Jeff Davis, Pierce, Brantley, and Bacon. Those 5 games, I would say that's our rival
Yes, sir.
that we have.
Oh, so outside of those five that are circled, how do you adjust or plan for a team that you may not be familiar with?
How I do it is like we break it up with our staff. Me and my assistant coach, we break down the team. And what I do is I go watch what the coach does. You know what I'm saying? Like I go watch, okay, what do they like to do? What is their system? What do I know for a fact they're gonna do? If I know that coach is known for pressing, well, we're gonna work on a little bit more pressing. If I know that coach is known for man to man or known for this type of zone, we're going to work more towards that. With me, with an uncommon opponent, the first thing I want to do is I'm looking at the offensive side. I'm going to let my defense coach look at the defense side, look at their offense, and I'm going to look at their defense. And that's
Right.
how we break it down. But I'm going to look at defensively. What is that? I know for a fact, if I got like last year, I had a girl in Kanai. She scored 1,000 points.
Okay.
Was top in the stadium scoring. I know for a fact they're looking at, okay, how they're going to stop Kanai. You know what I'm saying? Then the next thing is going to be how they're going to stop our zone beater, how they're going to stop our man beater, and then okay, how they're going to stop our sideline out of bounds and baseline out of bounds. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm putting when I study a coach, I'm getting in that coach's shoes of how they would defend me. You know what I'm saying, with an uncommon,
Right.
opponent. So I know coming into it, I'm gonna have to draw some stuff up for how to get my girl over because they're gonna box and one or they're gonna deny the ball and stuff like that. So she gonna see that at practice. So when she get in the game, she already know she's gonna have to do a lot of running around and coming off screens and stuff like that. So they new to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So last year it was a lot of uncommon opponents that they was uncommon with me, and I was uncommon with them because this is my first head coach job. They have no film to go off of, so that's kind of how I did. And then my defensive coach, he watched their offense and he put together a plan for them of what they like to do, who their best players are, and we're doing the same thing. We're gonna take away your best player, we're gonna make you beat us left-handed. Meaning we're gonna make you beat us with something that you don't like doing.
Right.
So and if you can
Right.
do that, hey, we're gonna shake your hand at the end of the game and say, hey, coach, good game. So that's kind of how I do it, just kind of, I put myself in that coach's shoes and look at what they like to do. If they like running the 1-3-1 zone, okay, what plays that one going to run for a 1-3-1 zone, or if that coach like running a trap type of defense, I know I got to prepare my girls for. And my practices go off based off who we playing. If we playing a team that trap a lot or press a lot, it's gonna be a majority of that offense.
There's gonna be a lot
Because
of
I'm gonna tell them
trapping
like,
going
hey,
on.
if they pressing, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of press. So we'll do some 6-on-5, some 7-on-5, where we're getting used to playing with a lot of people on it, so we get to work on getting the ball out of our hands. And I tell them, like, hey, it ain't gonna be a lot of half court basketball day, so ain't no need for me to go over that and practice where we ain't gonna spend too much time, in the game in the half court. Like it's gonna be fast paced tempo because we're gonna press them and they gonna try to put a little pressure on us. So you
I
better
agree.
get the ball out your hand and go. So
I agree. I agree. I like that, coach. Man, I'm loving just sitting here talking to you and listening. Man, I'm just loving how you done came in there, kicked the door in, and then turned that program around. Like I'm loving that for real, bro. I'm loving that. Like knowing that they done had four coaches, like in a kid from freshman year from a girl freshman to senior year, for her to have four coaches, and then you to come in and put your standard down and change that program. Man, that's dope right there, coach. That's dope. I'm loving that right
yeah,
there.
most definitely, man. Like most definitely, like man, like we had some girls like my best player this year. She, like I said, she had 4 different coaches. She scored 500 points in 3 years. This year, she scored 500 points in 1 year. So we just put her in the best position to go get it. Like, and she knew she wanted us to go. That was a goal that she wanted to go get. But we played a style of basketball to where she get it. Like offensively, the ball, she was gonna touch the ball. And that's what
Right.
I tell people. Like I tell her when I'm meeting with her and we watching film together, it spent man, me and her spent so much time watching film just together, me and her one on one. And I'll turn on and say, bro, you know for a fact, you're not just gonna get one on one coverage. You're gonna get some double teams. You're gonna get some denying the ball. You know, they gonna wear you down. So you gotta be in shape for this. And
Yeah.
so, and she did a pretty good job at it, man. Scoring, like she scored, like I think end up was like 526 points in a year.
One season.
And that was awesome, you know. And she put up a 40 ball game. She had numerous of 30 ball games and stuff like that, man. She was legit. And then she did that 40 ball game. She was playing point guard, so she was just
Yeah.
not just shooting the ball. She was still dishing it off and stuff like that too. But when it came down, to, hey, go score, go score. You know,
And what's her
it's
name,
easy to
coach?
have one of those players. Her name is Kanaya White. She just signed at Thomas University,
Okay.
a school
Okay.
here in the state of Georgia.
Okay. Shout out Kanaya. Shout out. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She.
Well, so you got one senior this year, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What can we expect to see from y'all this year?
Well, you gonna see a group of girls that are they got that dog in them, man. Like they some pit bulls. Like you gonna see a group that's gonna take the floor, that's gonna be in shape, that's gonna be mentally ready for it. I'm taking the floor this year with some winners. They've won at the middle school level. They won with me last year. The majority won with me last year.
Okay.
I'm taking you gonna see a group of girls that get after it. They just want to play basketball. They don't let all that other stuff get in their head. They don't let all that outside noise get in their head. You're gonna see a disciplined group of girls. You're gonna see a group of girls that can defend. I got a group of girls that can defend the basketball. 1 through 5, we can switch it.
Lock up. Yeah.
We're gonna put pressure. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we and they love to. They love to lock up. They love to play defense. You're gonna see a group of girls that we're gonna play with a fast tempo.
Okay.
When you come watch us play, we're gonna play like boys. Like we play a boy style of basketball where we press you. You're gonna see some, a lot of trap and a lot of that. You're gonna see a group that can defend man to man, and that's gonna be versatile and switch to a zone. You're gonna see a group
Okay.
of girls that that just gonna do the little stuff right. That's what you can expect for us. How good we're gonna be for the schedule. You are, like they say, you are what your record says. I don't know how many ball games we're gonna win, but we're gonna always go in there with the mentality that we're gonna win all of them. Um,
True.
but we're gonna have a championship group. Like our girls right now, I see it, man. They're already in the weight room. They're lifting their butts off. I'm giving them stuff that's hard, and they're taking on it. They're not complaining. They're eating it up. Coach, give us more. Um, so I would say you're gonna see a championship group this year. Like
Okay.
now, I'm not saying we're gonna win a championship. I'm not saying we're gonna win a state title. I'm not saying might not win a region title. But you're gonna see a group that's played the right way. That's gonna
Right.
defend the basketball. When we get beat on defense, help our partner out and gap up. We're gonna rebound the basketball. And then we're gonna take care of the basketball and score the basketball. Then we're gonna turn around and do it all over again. But I got
Every
this group
possession.
of girls. They got that dog in them, man. They got that dog in them, man. They're a group of dogs. Like we got 14 girls that on the varsity group, and all 14 of them, I can roll the ball out there and they can play. They can play.
True.
They can play.
That's what's up, coach. I got two out the door questions for you. This is just something I do with
Okay.
everybody that come
Okay.
on. I think of something to ask that's a little different. So yours is gonna be, what is your favorite sports movie and why?
Favorite sports movie. I'm gonna say this because I'm a coach now. I'm gonna say it as a coach. It's Coach Carter. It gotta be Coach Carter. And the reason why I say Coach Carter is because that's the standard. He set a standard, and the guys that was bucking the system at first and bucking the culture at first, they bought
He didn't
into it
break.
because they seen that, hey, he didn't break. Hey, he told them parents, hey, 2.0 GPA, shirt and tie. So, and his standard was his standard, man. And the parents and the players and the administration got on board with him and his vision. And it changed the entire school system. It
Right.
changed the entire school system. So that's why I look at Coach Carter as one of my favorite movies because, and I watched that too. I watch that too a lot and go from there, man. I love Coach Carter.
Yeah. That's that's one of my favorites. My wife definitely loved that movie. It's one of my favorites. Coach Carter. And I like hurricane season also. just how they just
Uh-huh.
everything they was going
Hmm.
through, and they just man, that was a lot, man. Hurricane season, that was a lot. So I definitely like Coach Carter
That's a lot,
for the
man. Yeah,
standard, and I like Hurricane season for what they overcame. So
yeah.
those the two I
I
like.
like that too. I go with that. I go with that.
Last one. If you could coach a college team, a girls' college team, it can be old school, it can be new school, it can be last year, 10 years ago. If you can coach a girls' college team, which would it be?
Man, oh, that's a tough one, coach. That's a tough one.
It's a lot of
Give me, yes, give me. I want to go coach Maya Moore, and the reason why I want to coach Maya Moore is because she's gonna pull out. And I love coaching great players. What a coach don't like coaching great players.
right,
I would say I would like to coach Maya Moore's team when she was at UConn because she's gonna pull something out of me as a coach. She's not gonna allow me to be lazy. She's not gonna allow me to be lethargic because she's gonna work hard and put in the extra work. I would say that team and give me USC of last year with coaching Juju. I would like to coach Juju as well. Like Juju is a player that's gonna give you that Maya Moore vibes, that's gonna pull the best out of you. So I would say Maya Moore tenure when she was at UConn and Juju's tenure while she's at
last year.
USC. That'll be the two teams I would say.
Man, a lot of people tend to forget about Maya Moore, man. Hey, she was one of my favorites. She was one of my favorites. She was cold.
Listen, man. I feel like Maya Moore could have played with dudes, man. Like, I ain't saying she could defend it like that against some boys, but scoring the rock, oh, most definitely she could score the rock with this.
Yeah, she was
Like most
cold,
definitely,
man.
because
She
she's
was
scoring all
cold.
three levels: post game, mid range, deep. She can shoot it. You know, she can play.
See, now you
And then I
finna
like
have me
Juju. Juju
go.
remind me a lot of my favorite player, Kobe.
Yeah. Juju gon' she gonna get you some buckets too. See, you finna make me go. You finna go make me watch some Maya Moore highlights before I lay it down. For real, bro. For real,
Man, Maya Moore, she was legit, man. She legit. If I can coach her, man, I would have made. It. I would have made. It. I would love to coach a player like
Maya Moore. Hey, coach, this was fun right here. I got Coach RJ from Appling
mine.
County High School, girls coach, 81 in the area last year, championship attitude,
Hmm.
and I'm excited to see what y'all gonna do this year,
Hmm.
coach.